It is a real powerhouse, this car. We've got 22-inch wheels, matrix LEDs, massive grille, quad exhaust. Audi is going to axe this model though. That's 261 by the way. What's up ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max and today we have been invited by RSV Motors auto house in Germany to come and drive their Audi SQ8. Now of course we wanted to come because we haven't driven an SQ8 yet and we absolutely love the SQ7, so we were curious to see what the SQ8 is all about. Now RSV Motors is a company that specializes in selling people's cars. So if you want to buy a new car, you can trade in your old car at a dealership. Now you will probably get lowballed and you will never get top dollar for your car because that's just the way it works. They also make money on buying the cars. So RSV Motors, you can put your car over there and they will sell it for you. Now they are of course fully insured, they've got an alarm, everything, so your car can be safely stored over there and they take a commission when they sell your car. So it's a really cool way of selling your car, and they've got some great cars for sale over there, like a Lamborghini Huracan Performante, like some BMW M cars, a couple of Porsches and this Audi SQ8. And that is why we're driving it today. I'm going to show you around it, show you the spec we've got it in, then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to receive updates when we upload a new video. And check out RSV Motors by hitting the link in the description or the top comment. So they have taken this SQ8 and made it sort of their promotional car. So it has been wrapped in this cool camo wrap and they have added some RSV Motors stickers all around the car. We've got 22-inch wheels, original Audi wheels, pretty big, but it still has quite a significant tire as well, so should be nice and comfy still. Of course the SQ8 has this brushed aluminium look, grille surround, massive grille on the Q8. We've driven the Q8 50 TDI and of course the RSQ8, so I'm going to not spend too much time on the exterior of this car, but it is a good looking car, the Q8. I have to say that. I'm more of a Q7 guy myself because I like the boxiness. It's just a little bit more practical, but of course the Q8 does combine like the coolness with the pace and space. At the rear of course is what the Q8 is known for, the beautiful rear lights, matrix LEDs, and of course it's got that massive LED bar running across the rear. Really beautiful quad exhaust. It's got a sound generator as well inside the exhaust as well as in the interior to make it a little bit more loud. And right here we've got the power plant, the V8 TDI 4-liter bi-turbo, 435 horsepower and 900 Newton meters of torque. That is a lot. It is a real powerhouse, this car. So cool headlights as well. Yeah, it's a cool looking car and it really combines the practicality of the Q7 with like a little bit more coolness with that coupe roofline. Of course it has to compete with a BMW X6, Mercedes-Benz GLE coupe, Porsche Cayenne coupe, cars like those. So it is a very cool segment nowadays. I didn't like it at first, but now I kind of do. In here we've got a nice spec as well with some carbon fiber trim, piano black, dual screen setup, screen right there. This is very good now. I really like the haptic feedback. Of course you are going to get a lot of fingerprints on there and the menus are a little bit difficult to grasp sometimes, but overall good system. And we've got the ZF 8-speed gearbox as well. Now interior space wise, I was actually quite surprised when I sat in the back earlier because this seat is set to my position. I could sit here comfortably and I could sit behind myself easily and I have a lot of headroom. There's a lot of space in this car. Of course it's not as spacious as a Q7 because it has 7 seats, or you can get 7 seats. This is 5 seats only. but still I was impressed by the amount of space. Okay, let's take it for a drive and see what it feels like. We are in dynamic mode. Let's start in comfort and drive for the gearbox as well. Ooh. So it's also fun to see because we have driven a regular Q8, the 50 TDI, and we have driven an RS Q8 and we have driven an SQ7. So it's fun to see how they all compare and what the differences are. Audi did try to make the Q8 a little bit more sporty than the Q7 by adjusting the suspension and anti-roll bars. So it should be a little bit more stiff. And of course the Q8 also gets the mild hybrid 48 volt system that adds active roll stabilization. It also has four-wheel steering, active air suspension, adaptive dampers. So yeah, there is a lot going on underneath this car. That's an interesting choice by that truck driver. So here we are at the Autobahn. We are at a different spot than usual, but we are going to see what we can do over here, exploring this part of Germany. Of course, when you have everything in comfort mode, it is nice and soft. The gearbox is a little bit slower and the throttle response is nice and comfy. So we're going to switch to dynamic for the Autobahn, sport for the gearbox, and you can immediately feel that the dampers stiffen up and that the car rolls a little bit less, just a little bit more suited for high-speed driving. Full throttle, and you've got a nice V8 sound. Now most of this sound is fake, but I actually don't mind because they've done a great job. So you can feel that the car, the roll stabilization, the body control is so good in this car, and you can really feel that they've tried really hard to mask the weight and the center of gravity of this car. In this corner it stays almost completely flat, and this is high speeds for a corner with a big SUV, but it is seriously impressive. The drivetrain is nice and powerful as well, and this is where my love for this drivetrain and this model comes in, because I already like fast diesels. I love V8 diesels, and the difference, you often read that people say, well, it's not worth the price difference because it's a big difference between a 50 TDI and an SQ8. Well, yeah, but the difference you get in performance and driving comfort, driving pleasure, dynamic ability is so big, it's much bigger than the price difference, because a 50 TDI only has 286 horsepower and 600 Newton meters. This has 435 and 900. That's a big difference. That's 261, by the way. Quite impressive. Doesn't really have a problem with it, and it really speaks to the development of this car that this is still so comfortable, so controllable. Comparing it to an SQ7, it's mostly the body shape and the body type. I mean, yes, it is supposedly a little bit stiffer than an SQ7, but I haven't driven an SQ7 in over a year, so I can't really judge that. I guess we have to believe Audi. It's mainly about the body type. Do you prefer the boxy practicality of an SUV, or do you prefer the sporty and a little bit of added coolness of an SQ8? We recently learned that Audi is going to X this model though. So yeah, you won't be able to buy a new SQ7 or SQ8 anymore. They are going to get rid of the V8 diesels in these cars, which is a shame, but you know, I guess it's inevitable. They weren't able to get it through the WLTP environmental regulations anymore probably. So they are going to replace it with a V8 petrol engine. So the new SQ8s and SQ7s will have a V8 petrol engine. So that is something to look forward to as well. But I do feel like the diversification between the RSQ8 and the SQ8, a V8 diesel and a V8 petrol, I really like that difference. I really like that they try to speak to a different audience as well and try to cover different markets. And yeah, the difference is just going to be less big, obviously, when you go to a V8 petrol and a V8 petrol. So you won't be able to buy this SQ8 anymore from new, but you can buy this one. This one is for sale at RSV Motors, as I said. You can check out their website in the description and the top comment. It has done 7,500 kilometers and, well, it feels completely new. It performs really well. We did a 12.7 100 to 200, which is really fast. We really weren't expecting that, but this car is seriously fast, almost 2.5 seconds quicker than a BMW X6 M50D. So it does deliver. It's a great car. Go check it out at rsvmotors.de. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video or go check out this playlist. See you at the next one. Bye.